really good time to pause also and just say HOF Bets, HOFapp.com. They have a brand new desktop app that we're going to show you. Use code DADS. They have all the sports in there, just so you know. They also have soccer. So if you want to mess around, you can totally do that. But we kind of power use to the extreme. A lot of different parts of their baseball. And I laugh because every day I'm in it, I find something new about it. So today we're going to show, okay, well, what's like the best way that we can do walks, because that has been a good market. And one of the things that I like about betting walks also right now is all these pitchers are starting to get higher pitch counts. Not every team has the same K rate as the teams that you can consistently fade are going to always be the Rockies team. This Giants team, by the way, strikes out like crazy. This Braves team strikes out like crazy. But overall, you can see it on handy graphs. I see Eli talking about just so you know, the data is not completely updated for handy graphs, but a solid chunk of the league, less of the league is striking out now. Last 2 weeks than they were 3 weeks ago. So anyway, point is, walks is a lot of fun because you can either bet it as individual batters, which Streets and I love to do, or team walks or pitcher walks. I love it. And I'm using handy graphs. I'm using Hall of Fame bets for it all the time. But CJ, I'll let you kind of drive and show everybody who's on here, like, how do we use Hall of Fame bets to cap?
Yeah. So let's look at more so the pitcher walks also, because let's look at the pitcher walks. And I agree, Streets guy, betting on guys being bad is always fun to bet.
It's so good. It's so much more fun than it's like a better version of an under. It's great.
Yes. So I'm here on Hall of Fame Bets. What you'll do if you're on the web version, if you go into the mobile version, you go to leaders, just go to teams, and then you're going to pick that stat here you're going to look at for batting team walks. Okay. So you go to batting team walks, and then we want to look and see which teams are walking a lot, in the last, first up, overall, who walks the most. Here's your top 5 list of teams most disciplined.
Yep.
It's funny you say, by the way, the Giants strike out a lot. They also walk a lot, at least.
Well, for the season, but if you look at the last 10. So yeah. I usually do last 10.
So kind of in there. So let's look at. So last 10 is also where I kind of I do want to always start with season just to see okay, is this somewhat close to what they're normally doing? And if there's a huge outlier, then that might be something to call out. But so here's your teams, right? So you've got the Tigers, D-backs, right? D-backs, Phillies, they were both on that list. Tigers were on that list. So right away, I'm looking at, all right, well, who are the pitchers that are going to be facing each of these teams in the next couple of days? So you've got, Tigers are playing the Rangers. You've got the Phillies playing the Angels, and you have.
Hey CJ, wait, can I push you towards one that I just noticed as a really good matchup to highlight?
Sure.
The Angels and the Phillies are playing each other.
Yes, they are right here.
So this is a good one to look at. This is a really good one to look at for this market.
So you can kind of look here's their different hit rates and stuff on and then another thing that you can do, when you go into the teams, if you want to just look at that, you can see Angels pitching really, really bad, 20th percentile for walks allowed in that sense. So you've got a team that takes a lot of walks, and you've got a team that typically gives up a lot of walks. So then what you and I will typically do is go into handy graphs at this point. Now I've identified my team, and I want to now look at the starting pitchers for the Angels in the next couple of days. Again, this is last weekend's data, so this is Saturday and Sunday's game. So if you want to look at Hall of Fame Bets, I believe does have the lineups. I think, not lineups, but at least they have.
It's not on our site yet, but it's on Hall of Fame Bets. But it's an incredibly good matchup. The Angels have an instant starter, but it's Luzardo for the Phillies. So
anyway. So let's play this though. If they were facing Kikuchi or Soriano for that sense, right? So you go in handy graphs, and then what I like to do is I like to first just see last 5, and then I want to look at walk rates for each of those pitchers. You can see Soriano, 12.7%. So he's actually up, which is still not great. 11.3, by the way, for the year, but he's up to 12.7 in his last 5 starts. And then they're playing this one. They're at home. So I personally like to look at what is the road splits as well for each of those starting pitchers.
I do too.
Kikuchi, worse on the road when it comes to walks. Soriano does look like he has a little bit of a better walk rate when it comes to that. But then if I look at like his last 3 road starts, okay, still kind of a little bit consistent. So that I would note that. Doesn't really change the fact that I'd probably still want to bet a Phil to walk against them. So you'll come back into here, and then you can just obviously go and look at, if I go in to look at stats, I can just see Jose Soriano, and we can start to look at like pitcher walks. Bam. 9 out of their last 10. Soriano's had at least 2 walks. So we don't have a line because he's not, I think, pitching tomorrow. But
I don't know who's pitching tomorrow, but like we could even, Lazard, like we could do it around the idea of Lazard. Lazard is up on their site if you want to go to do it to the other side. Because one of the markets that you can use for this, DraftKings has total walks in the game, which is like one of the ways that I do this as well. Luzardo's got a 1.6 whip, and he just and he's kind of loves to walk guys. So like the Philly side, I know is a great matchup here. It is extremely hot, and as I'm looking on my side of this, it
looks like the Angels don't really walk a ton. So that's the only thing I would point out there. 27th, and I would go to just Handigraphs to look at that. But
I would probably though still target Joe Adell individually for a walk.
Yeah. So, and that's a good call out too, is that when you look at things like this, where you're like, okay, so like you said, Luzardo walks a lot of guys. Whip rate has been a lot higher more recently. If you're looking at that team walk rate, you actually in this case, this actually might be a better opportunity to find a batter walk rather than pitcher walks allowed. Like that to me is like almost like a dead giveaway of team has a low walk rate, but this pitcher gives up a high walk rate. Somebody on that team is walking, and they're likely not.
I think it's going to be Joe Adell.
So you could go over to like Joe Adell. And what is his walk rate?
Look at his last 30 versus lefties.
Oh, here we go. That's what I want to look at.
Look at it. It's astronomical. It's like
16.7%.
Yeah. That's a good one. I think that would be a play. And like Hall of Fame bets allows you to basically make the decision of like, we don't want the team. We know we want a player.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a good way where you can kind of like use the stats bar up here and just start searching players. I like it because it also just gives you it doesn't just show you, like, what's cool about this is that it doesn't show you only the players that are playing and their prop lines for that day. You can literally just go and use this whenever to go and do some different research. So hasn't been walking a ton here, but versus left-handed pitching. Definitely better hit rates. A little bit, actually, not as much as I thought, but it's.
He had some pockets, and then it was July.
Some good 4th. Pockets here.
He had some good pockets, and then he went against. It looks like he effectively went. Here's the thing: is that it looks like he went against It looks like he went against pitchers that do not walk, but when he went against pitchers that do give up walks, he got them.
He walked. Yeah. So you can, kind of filter it down from there. But I don't know, man. Anything you want to add to that? Like, I think just the concept of if you've got a team that takes a lot of walks and a pitcher that allows a lot of walks, my general rule of thumb would then be go bet pitcher walks as your market. If you've got a team that doesn't walk a lot, but a pitcher that does walk a lot, go bet a batter walk. You're probably going to get more value there.
I think it's just a general thing that I like about how Hall of Fame Bets works really well with Handigraphs is that Hall of Fame Bets does a really good job of giving you a 30,000 foot view on specific markets that nobody else is giving you a 30,000 foot view on. Total bases, total walks, team strikeouts. And so that's really, it's like team health metrics, which when they do that, which is great. Like our handigraphs, obviously, and all these other sites will give you like average and stuff, but they do a really good job of doing that. So you're able to really quickly see, like the original screen was, hey, the Angels have 3 walks in 9 of their last 10 games. Completely makes sense. That's great. And then you can use handigraphs to be like, well, are there enough targets to make this happen for the pitcher, or should I really just lean into like Joe Adell? And where we're beneficial is that we are able to give you the 30 inches view, and that is that 30 plate appearances type of thing. So it's just another thing that I'm really enjoying with Hall of Fame bets. I know we had Ebom on last week while you were out, and we talked about your fees, and he's just like has this whole system in it, and it's been great for him. And I just am consistently, especially now as we're getting into so now is the time after the All-Star break is when like MLB starts getting like a lot more casual bettors, because people are like, I need something to bet for the next month and a half before football comes back. You're probably going to see way worse home run prices for a little bit. You just had literally a marketing event for home runs. And so good things to play are going to be like total bases, batter strikeouts, all sorts of things like that, which Hall of Fame bets allows you to really kind of key in on in a way. So like total team bases, I love versus and home run markets back. So we could do that too.
Was that show with Ebom, Adam? Was that the second best show that you've recorded of Dad's Bet Baseball?
It was another one where you weren't here. It was the mini-sode. We didn't even so all these things that we replaced. Yeah, dude, this is great. So Hall of Fame bets, hofapp.com, code dads. They are a presenting sponsor of the show. They are awesome. And just we wanted to kind of use this to show you how we use them. There's a lot of, they also have a parlay optimizer. They have a lot of stuff like that, but when you're looking at some of the stuff that we're putting together, it's sort of where are we seeing them giving us a pretty good edge on markets that nobody else is really hitting, which in turn can be more profitable for you and can help you bet.